What is good, guys? It's Monster Chappie. We're back today for some more Battlefield 4 action. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at the QBZ-95-1. And, you know, I definitely a fan of a lot of the weapons on the game. And this is yet another weapon to add to the list of guns I enjoy using. And we're going to be playing a few various game modes. Going to be mostly team deathmatch with some domination mixed in here and there. But what is up with these rooftops, man? I really hate the rooftops on this map. People just jump off on a crane, go on there, and basically take advantage of that. Otherwise, they go on the middle, and they jump over to that other rooftop and pretty much just camp all game long. And it's really annoying. It's very difficult to kill those people if they have somebody watching the ladder. Because you pretty much don't have any other spot in the map where you can get a real good angle on them. So, you know, a lot of people recently have just started camping these rooftops. Quite annoying, but, you know, it is something that you can deal with. Your best bet to me is going to be to get on that crane and to take advantage there and, you know, just get advantage and get the higher ground. Again, you'll win that higher ground advantage and basically use the advantage they're using against everyone else against them, and basically use that same type of advantage by using that spot that you keep seeing me go to on the crane, because they keep going up there and they keep, you know, trying to camp up top on the rooftop there. But with that being said, let's talk about this QBZ. You know, this weapon has a lower rate of fire, so it's not going to be the type of weapon you're going to want to run and gun with like you would maybe a FAMAS or AEK. You don't want to just, you know, hit the corner and run into panic fire situations with this weapon, because you're going to lose against pretty much every other weapon in the game. I mean, it's decent up close, but it's not. That's definitely not the strength of the weapon. You don't want to run into the scenarios where you're going to be forced to basically run into someone and you guys both fire at the same time. So with the 650 rate of fire or whatever, you know, it's just not going to end well for you. Most guns are above 700, you know, at least in that area, and you're probably going to lose that battle. But with this weapon, what I like to do is pick and pop and slow down, play a little bit slower rate of gameplay, a little bit slowed down, a little bit sluggish, if you will. But with this style of gameplay, you're going to get a lot less deaths usually. So you'll see my deaths are a lot lower than they usually are. And I just play a lot slower, you know, just round the corners slower. You know, take my time. Take advantage of the fact that this gun is very accurate, and it also has a very low recoil. So while it has a lower rate of fire, it does make up for that with the low recoil. And you know, low recoil is a beautiful thing. That means you don't really have to counter the recoil at all. So basically, wherever your red dot is or wherever your aim is, for the most part, it's going to stay there as long as you don't just hold on to the trigger. So with this weapon, a lot of times you'll see me just tap fire and tap fire and tap tap. And the reason I do that is because if you tap fire with this weapon, you literally don't have to counter the recoil at all. You just can literally just tap fire, and wherever your aim is, that's where the bullets are going to fly. So you don't even have to counter the recoil whatsoever by, you know, using the right stick to counter it, as you would with a lot of the other weapons that have recoils in one direction, or recoils that lean one way or the other, or just have a large recoil. So with the very small recoil, you can just tap fire, and this weapon's going to be sending a lot of bullets down target and hitting the target. As long as your aim is on the money, you're going to be good to go. So that's the way I like to use this weapon, and that's why a lot of the times you'll just see me pop, 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 and taking down targets one after another, and having some success. Now, another thing about this weapon is I like to have a you know, a secondary gun that can do some damage up close, because again, it's not the greatest up close. So if you can use a pistol like the 93R or the G18, or, you know, one of the Magnums or something, if you're accurate with those, or, you know, maybe even the Shorty G, I'd recommend that, because if you're gonna run into those very close situations where you're very close to the opponent or enemy or whatever you want to call them, if you're very close to them, it's nice to have those types of weapons. And especially if you start running out of ammo, it's good to have something back up that can do some damage as well. Because again, you're not going to die that much, because you're going to be playing a little bit slower. You're going to be playing behind cover. You're going to be taking advantage of cover, and you know, a lot of the times the people you kill are barely going to get any bullets on you, and if they do get some bullets on you, you are using the assault class, so you'll be able to, again, drop that health. As I've said, with all the assault class weapons, with all the assault rifles, that is, you have that ability to drop that med kit to yourself and pretty much just stay alive for a long period of time. So this is a good weapon to camp with as well, especially if you're playing like a domination or a conquest or something like that. You can really hold down an area pretty well, because as long as it's not, you know, like an Operation Locker where everything is just really confined and tight together, you can pick off guys as they're trying to make their way towards the objective. You can pick off guys that, especially on this map, you can go ahead and pick off these guys that are on B from the A or the C flag, and it's a really good spot to basically hold down those spots. So as long as you got a few guys playing B and you got a couple guys at A and C, like, you can really lock down this map pretty effectively and really make it difficult for the enemy to hold 2 flags at any given point in time. And you can rack up a lot of kills when you're just chilling like that. You know, you don't necessarily have to push forward, be on the move, running 1,000 miles an hour to get a good amount of kills in any given match. You know, sometimes if you let the action come to you, you know, you will get some really good results. And this is a great weapon for that, letting the action just come to you, letting those guys just try to filter, you know, funnel to you, and once they do, you definitely can pick them off, man, and be very accurate with this weapon. So that's the type of weapon or type of game style I like to play whenever I'm using this weapon, and I definitely like this weapon. It's really nice, and that low recoil is a lot of fun compared to some of the other weapons in the game where you have to worry about, you know, adjusting and counter recoiling all the time. It's just one of those ones where you can just burst, little burst, little burst, little burst, and you're good to go. You're going to be very accurate. Now, SilentField 4. What the heck? Like, I don't get too upset very often, but this right here, oh my goodness. If you guys haven't played since the most recent update, like, every time you go into a match, the first round, it's going to be dead silence. Now, after the first round, yes, the sound will come back, but I'm only planning on spending, whenever you're planning on spending, you know, 2 or 3 rounds in a room, and then you're going to want to switch game modes. Like, think about how annoying that is, that every time you switch a game mode, or every time you just switch rooms because it's lagging or whatever the case may be, it goes into dead silence. There's nothing. You can't hear anything. You can't hear bullets. You can't hear people. The only thing you're going to hear is the end music. The random end music in the middle of the match. Like, it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, this is, whew, until there's like another patch, this is going to slow down me playing Battlefield for a little while. We'll definitely still have some videos here and there, but as far as playing it as much as I was, until there's another patch, it's going to be slowed down a bit. So if you are big on the Battlefield, I do apologize. I'm going to slow down on the Battlefield videos. There's going to be a lot more Madden videos since there was a Madden patch recently. And we'll still definitely mix in a 2K here and there. And I'm thinking about starting an OutLast little video series. Going to try to play that on the highest difficulty level. A lot of people excited about that game. Definitely supposed to be a scarier game, I guess. So we'll try that out. If you guys want to see that, you know, just type OutLast in the comments below if you would want to see that. Of course, I would do that with a live cam, live reactions, live commentary, all that good stuff, so you guys can get the jumps and whatever may happen when I play that game. Although I don't get scared very often. I'm a big scary movie fan. I'm into the gory, scary type stuff or whatever. But I haven't been scared in years. So maybe, you know, this would be a good opportunity to get scared again, you know. And if you guys know any good scary movies that you think would scare me, you know, feel free to share that in the comments below as well. I think I've seen a lot of them. But, you know, there's always that one scary movie that slips you. I don't care if it's foreign. As long as it has subtitles, I'll try it. But, you know, if anybody can find one that's really scary, and it actually does truly scare me, I will actually give away an ebook. Yep, ebook of your choice, whatever one you want. If you can find a real good movie that's scary, that can really scare me, keep in mind it's got to genuinely scare me, and I'm not, you know, I haven't been scared in a while, so the chances are very slim to none. But you know, if you feel like you've got one, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Either way, if it's gory, if it's suspenseful, if it's whatever kind, you know, feel free to leave that below. But yeah, if y'all want to see an OutLast series, definitely let me know, and we can go ahead and try to do that. Now, with that being said, SilentField 4, I think that's the only way I can call it, man. I don't know if you guys are having the same issues, but I'm having that issue where every time I start a match, now with this latest update for Battlefield, it's silent. So I really can't take it serious. You know, you get these headphones, you get nice stereo systems, you get nice audio surround sound systems, and there's no audio. It kind of defeats the whole purpose and the whole point. And the audio is one of the most critical aspects of Battlefield. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'll know a guy's there just because I heard him in my headphones or something. So you'll randomly see me turn around. Sometimes it's not the mini-map. You know, a lot of the times it's the mini-map, but sometimes it's just hearing someone, especially if they're using a silencer. But you can still hear them running. You know, they can silence their weapon, but they can't silence their feet. And it's a very good way to take advantage of that. Also, if you hear like glass breaking and glass crashing and stuff like that, that's another thing. Explosions. Those are all very good signs that someone's coming up on you, and it's about that time to adjust where you're looking and where you're aiming, because you're probably going to see somebody in a split second, and that can save your life quite a bit. But this right here ends up being a really nice domination game. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the rest of it. It's going to come down to the wire, very last second, very last few tickers. And it's a whole lot of fun. Nice little comeback here as we're down about 50 or so right at this point. But that's the thing about domination, man. The match is never over. As long as you got at least like 20 tickets to work with or so, you can get that 2-ticket burn going. And as long as you guys are staying alive and not respawning too often, you're going to be good to go. And that's the one thing. I've mentioned this a few times before. But if you're in domination and you're on like your last 10 tickets or so, and you guys have the advantage of the burn, don't respawn in. You know, let your teammates handle it, because every time you spawn back in, that's one less ticket that your team's going to have to work with. So, you know, just kind of be smart with the spawning in. If you got 10, maybe spawn in, but definitely if you're under 5, don't ever spawn in, because you're going to end up causing your team to lose the round, especially if a few other guys spawn in too, and that's pretty much going to suck. But that's going to do it for my commentary, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to see the OutLast series, be sure to, you know, just leave OutLast in the comment. And if you have a really scary movie, please only leave good ones, because I've seen a lot of scary movies, but you know, there are some really bad ones out there that are just, you make it through 5 minutes, you just got to turn it off. It's terrible. But y'all leave that in the comments below for a chance to win an ebook. And that's going to do it for the commentary. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. And until the next time, guys, it's your boy Monster Chappie. We gone!